All right, today's video. Will your dog protect you naturally? The shocking truth, part 2. When I put up the first video a few months ago, I completely forgot. A friend of mine reminded me that I have a great case on YouTube to display this as a perfect example of what we were talking about in that first video. So we were talking about in the first video that genetics and the training matter, because so many people are under this delusion that their dogs would naturally protect them. So if they were attacked or the house was broken into, that their dogs automatically would do something about it, because they've seen them at windows, doors, all that, on a leash to people, thinking that the dog was protecting them. It's very common for everybody to think that. Now, since we put up the last video, there's been some cases in the news. Nationally, some people were broken into. The owners were so surprised that robbers just broke in, the dogs were there. They were thinking that the dogs would attack the people, and they just got out of the way and let the burglars do what they had to do, take the stuff and get out. 99% of the time, a dog is going to do nothing unless they have the right genetics, and the training is critical for a dog to learn confidence and to hold a fight. Without either, 99% of dogs are not gonna protect you. Now, there's a difference between a dog snipping somebody and a dog holding a fight and fighting back and engaging no matter what. Now, this dog is a perfect example. This is a King Shepherd.
Open the door.
And I do have him on YouTube. Years ago, I put this up and I completely forgot that I had this video. The dog, we were actually called about this case originally because the dog had bitten like 8 people. And the owners have had it, especially the wife. And it was her friend that the dog just bit, and that was it. Now, when the owner was telling me about the dog, and I hadn't seen the dog yet, he was telling it to me as if this dog's tough. And the way he was explaining this to me, automatically there's no way that this dog is a tough dog. This is telling me he's fear biting and snipping people. He's not mauling people. There's a big difference. But he was very convinced that I was mistaken, that this dog is a tough guy, and that I was gonna get hurt walking in that house for sure, that this dog was gonna bite me and possibly maul me. And I was pretty sure, after doing this for 20 years, that that was not the case. And I was pretty sure myself. So, here you're gonna see, I'm gonna walk in the house and we're gonna see what this guy has. Is he a tough guy? Or is he really a chicken that sneak attacks people and snips them?
not going to gamble. He's too scared right now.
Okay.
So if I go 2, he's gone.
Okay.
Right? So if I start. Alright. Yeah, because now it's here too. When he.
What a win.
Oh, you should get a shot of him in the hallway. It's just like, what the? Who let this guy in?
I wonder what he'd do if you take one of the kids and you carry.
Well, if you want one, come.
Which one wants to go?
Andrew, go.
Oh.
Andrew.
Yeah, you're gonna stay with me. You're gonna stay.
So the obvious answer, he's a coward. And for 8 years, the owner has been thinking that this guy was a hardcore bad dog. Thinking his family was safe every time he was out of the house, that he didn't have to worry about a thing. Because the dog has snipped people in fear aggression. Completely misreading this dog. Now the genetics of this dog. The parents are supposedly police dogs. The breeder who breeds these dogs sells to police departments strictly. So that's why he purchased this dog from this breeder and this line of dog. Because supposedly the line was proven to be protection caliber. Now, this dog does not have the genetics. Now, it doesn't mean that the parents did not. They are police dogs, so obviously they had the genetics. But not every puppy that comes out of every litter is gonna be a tough dog, even from the toughest parents. In every litter, you're not gonna get every litter that has all the way down, all are gonna have some toughness to them and that they can all do protection. Not even from the top 2 best dogs on the planet that are the toughest. That's not generally gonna happen. So this is genetic weakness, not a tough dog by any means, and the owner was stunned and surprised when we exposed this dog's truth. And here, I even grabbed the son. So the owner was thinking, well, if I go after a family member, it'll change the game. So he says to me here in the video, I think if you go after my son, he'll do something. And here you see I grab the son and I tell him to make some commotion. And what do we get?
No way.
Do me a favor. Just go, ah!
What a win.
Right? Yeah, because he doesn't have it in him.
Right.
It's not real.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so this is the kind of dog that we do all week long. One who appears to be tough, completely coward.
Yeah.
Right? But when you were telling me his behavior, I already know.
Right, right.
Right?
Still nothing. He's not going to defend himself. He's not tough enough. And for sure, if he's not going to defend himself, he's not going to defend the child or the family. And then the owner wants me to go after him because he's the dog's favorite. Thinking, okay, well, nothing else worked. But if you attack me, the game will change. I'm pretty sure he's going to defend me because I'm his favorite. So I go and I attack him.
Saxon!
Too late!
Yeah! Hey!
Alright.
Coño!
But that's our truth.
Incredible.
Right? Yeah, and that's what,
Absolutely nothing. The dog just goes into a corner, could care less, goes and sniffs around while I attack him. I could have assassinated the owner right in front of this dog's eyes and he could care less. Because when the pressure was put on him, he just checked out. His truth was exposed and he wanted nothing to do with the rest of this game.
So it's fear biting?
Yeah, it's completely checking.
Wow.
Okay, but this is genetic.
Yeah.
That's his type.
Yeah.
Right? But he makes a good watchdog, right? Because
exactly.
he's so nervous
Yeah.
that what happens now is just in case, so they make the best watchdogs.
Yeah.
Right? Not attack dogs.
Right.
Right?
You win.
And you see that he licks his lips, he opens his mouth, he's constantly under pressure. Right? Now he's gonna lay down, submit, lick his lips, open his mouth, start to ventilate. Right? Now he's letting go of the anxiousness.
Wow.
Right? He has no in him of any kind of character where he wants to bite somebody.
Right.
Okay? When he loads and he gets nervous.
So it should be easy to fix.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
We tried. Who's gonna give us?
Yeah. But even Eric caught in the worst spot, right?
Incredible.
And he didn't even take a shot.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
I thought he would.
Like a wild animal trapped.
Yeah.
And he thought about it, but he didn't have the guts to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm pursuing him.
Huh.
Right? And he doesn't want to risk me now. Because I will go after him. He knows it. So if he bites me, I may bite him back and come after him harder.
Right.
So he's just like, no, I'm good. I'm not going to bite him.
Yeah.
If I leave him alone and I just get out of here, it's probably better.
Yeah.
Right?
Huh. Wimp. Wimp.
But they appear that tight to be to the owners, hey, I'm telling you, he's not playing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Awesome. He's good.
Now, after all this, the owner wanted us to test the dog to see if he could actually do protection work. Now, I don't have this on film, but we did test him, and the dog just, maybe in time, but the genetics aren't there. It would be a long process. He's just not going to do it. So, I mean, he wouldn't bite a sleeve. He wouldn't even try. He wouldn't even come after. It's not his thing genetically. So the whole thing was a bluff and a facade. He'll fear bite people, but he is no tough guy by any means. And this is the truth of the dog world, where people thinking when their dogs bark and this, or they'll snip people, that they have tough dogs. And we expose this all the time. Again, 99% not going to do it without the proper genetics and the training that is critical. And here, this dog that snipped me, he charges everybody that comes in the house. Now the difference is, I sat back and I let him. I did not give him any challenge whatsoever. This dog is used to running at guests who come in the house and just nailing them. And when he bit me in the suit, he put a good bite in there. That wasn't just a little nipper. He put some good power and some pressure into that. But this is not normal to have that kind of tenacity and that kind of bite when you have a dog who really hasn't had the training. So, but I sat back and I let him, and I wanted to see what he had. The owners were telling me that anybody who walks in, and if I walk in, he's going to come straight for me with no fear. And he absolutely did do that with no hesitation. But I did not go greet him or try to confront his truth. I sat back and I allowed him comfortably to come in and act like everybody else that he went after in the past. No confrontation towards him, just casual stand there, and most people not even seeing it coming. And of course, when they bite, then you get the franticness, and he never gets a counter. Now, after he goes after me, now you see, I go, now we're gonna see the truth. Now I'm gonna come at him after he did that shot, and now let's see what he has.
If you don't mind, can you just film that for a second?
Sure.
See the chattering of the teeth?
Yeah.
Right. And when I walk in backwards, because this is the...
And here we expose the truth. As soon as I start confronting him about it, backwards, moving out, not wanting to fight anymore, not having the nerves to hold the fight, stay in there, and snipping me every once in a while only because I won't quit pursuing him. It was like, hey, enough already, relax, quit following me, there. But not the genetics, a bluff as well. He's just become a bully and gotten used to being able to just do that to people and having a good time at it. And that's the only reason that this guy was doing it. But the moment I countered him, the truth absolutely comes out. He doesn't have it either. So that's the majority of dogs. So remember, like we talk about all the time, genetics and training make it all come together. If you really want a dog to protect you, your house, your property, whatever it is. That is why we personally pick the dogs we're selling. We put the proper training, protection training on the dogs for people who really want a serious dog, that they do not have to worry that if somebody breaks into that house, that dog is going to take care of business with no hesitation, because we have both sides covered. So always keep that in mind. Genetics matter. And when you're looking for a dog like this, you must look for working lines. So many people that we come across, and new clients of ours, that want future protection training from their dogs, they're at a loss right from the start. They buy these expensive puppies, but they're buying them from show breeders strictly. And you are already at a major disadvantage. And of course, a lot of the breeders will say, well, he's a Rottweiler, he's a Shepherd, he's a Doberman, they're naturally going to protect you. Absolutely not. And we proved that on the first video from two Shepherds who come from working lines and biting lines, and without the training, they just folded.
Yeah, let him stay. Let him stay. Hey. 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 Hey.
Now, what I wanted you to notice there is that the dog was licking his lips constantly as he was there against the door. He was trapped, he had nowhere to go, licking those lips, the growling, high stress. He wanted out of there. As long as I didn't go near him, he was just going to avoid the conflict.
I'm gonna go out. Let both out at the same time. Okay? So, to assure yourself the best chances, make sure that you're going to breeders who do bite work for a living if you were gonna go purchase a puppy or a dog with that purpose in mind. So till next time, Miami Dog Whisperer. He's already gapping and going rub, rub, rub from distance. I know he's too chicken to engage.
Yeah.
Right? And if they're tough, they don't need to do it when somebody walked in already.
Right.
Right? They know who they are.
Okay.
So they go, no, it's okay. Until you do something, we're good. Be careful in my house, but until then, we're friends. Right? And the chicken dog is the one who carries on. Did you move? Did they move?
Right.
Chicken turns him off because his nerves are so wound that if I move too much, it's a trigger. He can't help it. Right? He can't help it. Right?
He walks in here, like almost runs away.
Yeah, exactly.